Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask a Grimm. Hey look, a fourth video on my channel this month. It's a fucking miracle. Anyways. Thank you all so much for asking your questions. I really do appreciate it, and let's begin. But first, let's deal with the addendum. So, Playgirl AHJ managed to find the video that I was referring to in the last one, talking about Mushroom Girl's debate, and I'm thankful that they managed to find it. So, they wanted my thoughts on it, and after seeing it, Jesus Christ, Mushroom Girl, what are you doing? You really need to stop talking about these kinds of topics because you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, thank you so much, Playgirl AHJ, for the link. I do appreciate it, and I hope this answer helps. Fangirl Poison Ivy Girl fan asks, have you played Ninja Gaiden? Scariest Dragon? What are the differences between trolls and internet trolls? What Disney death shook you the most? AKA shocked me. I'm totally literate. Worst anime Halloween special episode? And Halloween pizza? So, for Ninja Gaiden, I played the first one, and that's about it. I never touched the other games in the series, but Gaiden 1 was pretty good. Scariest Dragon? I guess the Tornadus? I haven't really seen a lot of scary dragons. I've seen intimidating, but not so much scary. Well, one off the top of my head is that trolls live under a bridge and internet trolls don't. Internet trolls just do it to get a reaction. I don't know exactly why regular trolls do it, but yeah. But I think I would go with that. I don't really have a shocking Disney death, because not a lot really surprised me, I want to say. I guess Clayton's, like, the manner of how it was handled, like, he literally got hanged. Kind of crazy. Although, I guess the more appropriate term would be hung, but, yeah. Crazy shit. I don't really have a least favorite or worst anime Halloween special episode, because I've never really seen any of those. And as for Halloween pizza, yeah, sure. As for my thoughts on it, it exists. Mega Harley Quinn Fangirl asks, have you heard that Review Tech USA deleted his channel? Worst creepypasta cartoon? Most underrated PS2 horror game? And have you played any Xbox horror games? I have heard that he deleted his channel. That was fucking stupid. Worst creepypasta cartoon? Probably Cupcakes, if that counts. Just because it's so fucking stupid. Most underrated PS2 horror game. I haven't played many outside of Silent Hill 2 and 3, and I'm not a big fan of 3. So unfortunately I don't have one. And I also haven't played any Xbox horror games. And ASD asks, any thoughts on Monsters and Girls from Webtoon? Have you seen Wendell and Wild and also Hell and Back? And are they as bad as everyone said? Favorite moments from Paranorman? Curvy moments from Batman? And have you seen Master Samwise's Audience Hate Political Activism, Not Political Art video? I have not read Monsters and Girls, but I'll add that to the backlog. Wendell and Wild as well as Hell and Back I have not seen, so I can't exactly give my opinion on it. And unfortunately I haven't seen Paranorman, so I can't really give any favorite moments of them. As for creepy Batman moments, does the entirety of All-Star Batman and Robin count? And as for Samwise's video, I haven't seen it. Jim kourtoullopoullos, sorry for the mispronunciation, asks, have you played the Hobbit game for PC, Xbox, and PS2? How would you rate all of Christopher Lee's performances from worst to best, and favorite horror movie from the 60s? I haven't played the Hobbit game. I can't really comment much on the Christopher Lee performances just because of the fact that, well, I don't really see a lot of them, so I guess the worst would probably be Dooku, and my favorite would be Diz. But it's not so much a definitive ranking because I don't have a lot of media that I've seen, at least, that has him in it, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I haven't seen any 60s horror movies. Most of my knowledge of horror comes from the 80s to 2000s and 2010s. So unfortunately, I can't answer this question. Sillyman4000 asks, have you heard about Jar, just a robot, trying to defend Cinebear 3 and got heavily criticized by everyone? Have you heard Kuma got criticized by everyone for his involvement in the Cinebear 3 situation and deleted his channel? Any thoughts on the Fallout TV show? Have you seen the videos criticizing Jar for his poor behavior recently? Have you seen Chuli's video on Heaton Mitsuru? And have you heard that Jar allowed Zaid Magenta, aka Misanthropony, on his channel to make videos? I have heard about what Jar has done, and it's a fucking disaster in terms of that video. It's just an utter fucking mess. I'm aware of what Kumo did in relation to that situation, and bad fucking call. I'm surprised, though, that he deleted his channel, though. I would have thought that he would have kept that, but, well, learn something new every day. I still haven't seen the Fallout TV show, but I should at some point. I just keep forgetting to get to it. The only video on Jar I've seen is from licok, and that was more so the call with Jar, so that's about it. Outside of that, I haven't. I have, however, seen Chuli's video on Heat and Mitsuru, and, yeah, that was an interesting video, I'll say. As for Jar allowing Zave Magenta to make videos, yes, and, that was a fucking mess. CaptainFlamingoFan asks, have you seen Rennie Ultra Fox's Nintendo Doesn't Understand Star Fox video? Scariest Theory on GTA? Have you seen Turok Son of Stone? Have you played Dino Crisis? And are you aware that Styx Hexenhammer 666 was arrested? I probably mispronounced that. I haven't seen the Star Fox video. I never really heard any scary theories regarding GTA, so I unfortunately can't answer this question. I haven't seen the Turok Son of Stone movie. I also haven't played Dino Crisis, although I should at some point. And first time I'm hearing that this person got arrested. The hell did they do? Oh, fuck. Dark Goofy from World War II asks, have you heard about the Pokemon leaks, Kirby's moments from the Sonic games, scariest monster from every Silent Hill game? Have you seen the Berserk anime? And have you seen Jar's video on Cindy Bear 3? I've heard of the Pokemon leaks. I think some of the beta Pokemon designs are neat. I think the lore shit is fucking stupid, but I'm not going to spend too much time on that because it's just a goddamn mess. Creepiest moment from Sonic, I'm gonna go with the bit where Amy got possessed by the booze or whatever the fuck it was. As for Silent Hill, I don't have one for the first game. Second game would be Pyramid Head. And the third game, outside of the tank controls, I don't really have a scary monster from 3. Largely because I couldn't fucking see most of it. The game is so fucking dark, holy shit. Like, put a fucking light switch in or something. Jesus. I haven't seen the 90s Berserk, but I have seen the 2016 and 17 Berserk, and I didn't like it. And Jar's video on Cindy, I have seen. Elenh Karakiou, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, creepiest moments from Kingdom Hearts, and any thoughts on Omegon? I don't really have a creepy moment from Kingdom Hearts, because it's relatively lighthearted by comparison. As for Omegon, they exist. Common Homer Simpson asks, have you heard that Kumo deleted his channel? Any thoughts on Vincent Skullman? And have you seen Lyo's video with Just a Robot Call? I have heard that Kumo deleted his channel. Vincent Skullman exists. I don't really have much thoughts on him though. And I have seen the video by licok where he calls Jar. And yeah, that was an eye-opening one. Robo asks, have you seen Pansina's Mr. Beast video? Have you heard that Praise of Shadows has returned? And what is the most disturbing manga? I haven't seen the Mr. Beast video because I'm just waiting for Mr. Beast's statement at this point because there's been a lot of misinformation and other shit going on. For fuck's sakes, there was a whole lunchly thing. Like, Jesus Christ, there's just so much shit coming out. I'm just gonna wait for the fucking response. Praise of Shadows, that's... Oh, okay, now I remember. That's the fucking prick that was slandering Wendigoon's name and shit. Yeah, I've heard he's back and, oh boy. And as for most disturbing manga, probably Uzumaki. OmegaSurferFanboy asks, have you watched the Nosferatu movie? Have you seen Mugen's Crunchyroll just committed a federal crime? No, really video. Creepiest Pokemon music, and underrated Monster Hunter monster. I haven't seen the Nosferatu movie. One day, though. I haven't seen the video, but I am aware of what Crunchyroll did, which is basically opening some other dude's mail, and, what the fuck, dude? Creepiest Pokemon music would probably be original Lavender Town. Maybe a basic choice, but it works. And as for underrated Monster Hunter monster, I don't really have one off the top of my head because I think they all have their justified rating as of this point in time. BlaCkNuurseVitchUi asks, any thoughts on the original plot for Zootopia? Did you see Dead Space Downfall? Favorite movie about witches? Scariest switch from movies? Is Attack on Titan scary? And worst zombie movie? The original plot was fucking weird. I'll say that much. I haven't seen Dead Space Downfall. I still need to get into Dead Space at some point. I keep forgetting to do that. Favorite movie about witches? Never really seen any of those, surprisingly. Never really caught my interest. Scariest Witcher movies? I also can't answer well enough because, well, haven't seen many movies that have witches in them. Attack on Titan, I At first it's scary, but after a bit it just kind of, well, settles in and it stops being less scary. It's like constantly getting jump scared over and over again, like eventually the feeling just kind of fades. As for worst zombie movie, I also haven't seen many, and the ones I have seen are actually pretty good, so unfortunately I can't really say. NicoCipher1 asks, worst Halloween candy and sweet? Have you seen the old trailer of The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, that makes it look like a horror film? Do you think that nuding and sex scenes ruin horror films? Do you play Silent Hill for the PSP? And how would you rate all the bosses from RE4, from worst to best? Worst Halloween candy? What was the name? Maltesers? Or... I have seen the trailer, and, what the fuck were they trying to do with this? Just Jesus Christ. To answer your third question, I don't think in concept it can ruin it. What I think would ruin it is your obvious stuff, like them not consenting to the scene and the like. But in concept, I don't think so. As for the PSP Silent Hill games, I have not touched them. Okay, Resi 4 bosses. Verdugo, Garador, Del Lago, the fucking fish monster thing, El Gigante, the fight against 2 El Gigante, U3, Sadler, Chainsaw Ganado, Ramon Salazar, Chief Bitores, and Jack Krauser. GEUKOfficial asks, any thoughts on Mr. Nightmare? Have you seen Akira O'Halloran's Rap Isn't Funny Vosipop video? And favorite old Halloween reviews from YouTubers? Mr. Nightmare exists. I haven't really seen much of their content. As for your second question, I haven't seen Akira's video, partially because I haven't seen the Has Been Hotel TV series. I've only seen the pilot. As for old Halloween reviews, I don't really have any off the top of my head. No, I remember. The Johnny vs. Ghosts and Goblins video, that was pretty good. GamerofGamers asks, what's your favorite Halloween costume, favorite candy, and favorite Halloween memory? I don't really have a favorite costume, largely because I don't really remember what I wore, but even outside of that, there's not really any that just scream, this is amazing. As for favorite candy, that would be Canadian Smarties in general. As for outside of that, in terms of like Halloween candy, candy corn. And favorite Halloween memory, I don't really have any, just because for me, Halloween just kind of comes and goes. It's more so the build-up to Halloween that's more so interesting to me. Sleepy Commentator asks, favorite Halloween commentary from the SCC? To answer your question, I don't think I've seen really any Halloween commentaries. At least those that are dedicated to Halloween. Atreas licok, sorry for the mispronunciation, asks, how would you rate all the Dark Souls games from scariest to a joke? Any thoughts on Mr. Nightmare? Scariest moments from Silent Hill? Scariest song you ever listened to in bad Halloween music? So I guess by default, scariest would probably be the first, and then the joke would be the second game. I really need to play more of the Souls series. I've already answered Mr. Nightmare, so unfortunately I can't really say much other than they exist. Scary moments from Silent Hill, probably the first appearance of Pyramid Head. That shit was genuinely fucked. Scariest song you've ever listened to? I don't really have one off the top of my head. And bad Halloween music, I don't really have any that are relatively bad. Like, they're actually pretty solid. ANGRYCOWBOY asks, what was your reaction when you played Silent Hill 1 for the first time? Any thoughts on Silent Hill 2 Remake? Scariest Arthur episode? Scariest Disney short? Did you watch Nosferatu? Any thoughts on the Prey movie? Which anime abridged series do you watch? Is Joker Folie à Deux as bad as everyone said? And silliest moment from Resident Evil 1? My reaction when playing Silent Hill 1 was, oh, this is interesting. Huh. I wonder where this is going. Oh, fuck, this happened. And, that was neat. I don't really have any thoughts on SH2 Remake because I haven't played it, but, I'm surprised that Bloober Team actually stuck the landing. They didn't fuck it up. It's a fucking miracle. Scariest Arthur episode. I guess the closest answer I could go with was their 9/11 equivalent episode, because, like, it took place relatively soon after 9/11. At least a year. As for scary Disney shorts, I don't really have a scary one. Nosferatu, haven't seen. One day, though. Haven't seen the Prey movie. Anime bird series that I watched. So, Code Ment. God, that aged poorly, though, because Jesus Christ, the fucking author / creator of that just turned to be kind of a piece of shit. Alternate Reality Dragon Ball Z was a thing I watched, and that doesn't age well. Team 4 Star Abridged, aka Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And that's relatively it, outside of a couple clips from Sailor Moon Abridged by Megami33.
Shut your bitch ass up! Whoa!
I haven't seen Joker Folie à Deux, and I haven't played much Resi 1, so I don't really have a silly moment. Killjin asks, any thoughts on the Silent Hill HD collection? Any creepypasta that isn't bad? And what do you think of Pokédex creepy Pokemon entries? I haven't played the HD collection, I've only seen bits and snippets of it from other videos, and looks pretty bad.
Wait, hold up. Why isn't this in Comic Sans? That would be goofy, and also required. No! That would be fucking stupid! But it would be funny! Yeah, just slap some Comic Sans on the Silent Hill Ranch, it's perfect. Ah, balls, someone got into the Blood Rave party without me.
To answer your second question, Godzilla NES. And what do I think of the creepy Pokemon / Pokedex entries? It's fucking weird. PrincessFanLady 2000 asks, was Jason Friday the 13th movies originally a sympathetic villain / sympathizing? Do you think making Freddy Krueger a pedo in the remake was not only bad but also stupid? Is the Penguin, Batman's villain, a joke villain? Have you played any D-makes? Creepiest anime character? Most annoying Silent Hill monster? What scene from a horror movie tried to come across as scary but it's cringe and not so scary? And have you heard that Nintendo's going to shut down Retro Game Corp's channel? So, with Jason, not really. He was basically just a fucking force of nature, and he still kind of is. As for number 2, yeah, it was incredibly stupid. As for number 3, no, Penguin can be very threatening. I don't consider him a joke villain. I played the Mega Man 7 remake for 5 minutes, but then I kind of forgot about it after a while, so not really outside of that. Creepiest anime character? Off the top of my head, I'd have to go with Yamai from Komi-san. Just, what the fuck? Most annoying Silent Hill monster. Okay, so, the fucking enemies on the floor. As for number 7... And as for the Nintendo shutting down Retro Game Corp, first time I'm hearing of it, but also god fucking damn it, Nintendo, really? Darth Deathkiller09 asks, scariest monster from the Monster Hunter games? Have you read the Pooh vs. Bambi comic? Any thoughts on Pokemon's Halloween special? Scariest battles from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series? Scariest Treehouse of Horrors from The Simpsons? And have you seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? I don't really have a scary monster for the Monster Hunter series. Haven't read the Pooh vs. Bambi comic. First time I'm hearing of this Pokemon Halloween special, and outside of that, not really. I guess in terms of scary battles from original Yu-Gi-Oh!, probably the fight with Joey and that fucking Bones was his name. I can't comment much on the Treehouse of Horror stuff because I barely watched The Simpsons, and I haven't seen Abraham Vampire Hunter, but I've heard of it. Playgirl AHJ asks, any thoughts on Roger Corman and least bad cliche from horror movies? Roger Corman exists. Not much else I can say about him, though. Rest in peace. And least bad cliche from horror movies? I guess the teleporting villain. Fan-Boi X Jr. asks, have you heard that YouTube is removing view counts? Are you aware of the fall of Andrew Tate? Creepiest moments from Dragon Ball and One Piece? Is Death Note scary? Worst Scooby-Doo movie and creepiest Naruto design? I've heard about it, and I hope they don't go through with it because it's gonna be incredibly fucking stupid. I am aware of the fall of Andrew Tate, and it is glorious to sit back and watch because fuck this person. As for creepy moments from Dragon Ball and One Piece, no. Dragon Ball, Imperfect Cell's introduction. As for Death Note being scary, not really. Worst Scooby-Doo movie outside of the first live action, probably Cyber Chase, I want to say. And as for the creepiest Naruto design, honestly, I don't think there's any. MarvelSquirrelBoyFan asks, have you seen the Addams Family and favorite and least favorite Frankenstein monster design? So, yes, I've seen the Addams Family, mainly the cartoon series from I believe the 80s or 90s. And favorite and least favorite? Favorite's gotta be the 1930s version. It's classic. Least favorite, probably the one from the 1910s. The silent one. Motherfucker be looking like Curly from the Three Stooges. Like, what the fuck is this shit? And the final set of comments come from Commando Big Lady Officer. Have you heard that the amazing digital circus is ending? How scary is Death Note? Scariest moments from non-horror movies, and worst death in horror movies. I have heard about it ending, but we don't know when, because, like, the series is still getting episodes, so it's basically a case of, yeah, they're not gonna make a second season, but it's like, we don't know when it's gonna end, at least off the top of my head. So it's like, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride for the moment. I wouldn't necessarily say it's scary, it's just more so surprising / crazy. Scariest moment from non-horror movies? I can't really think of any off the top of my head. And as for worst death in horror movie... Alright, so I think those are all the questions for this installment of Ask a Grimm. Thank you all so very much for asking your questions, I really do appreciate it. And I'll be back next month for another edition of Ask a Grimm. If you'd like to see your questions on the next episode, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or in the community tab, because yet again, YouTube can be fucking stupid. Have a wonderful day, everyone.